What if I told you that the heavy, painful feeling in your legs that stops you from walking isn't just a normal part of getting older, and that ignoring it could quietly be stealing your independence, forcing you to give up your home and move into a nursing home sooner than you think? If your legs feel too heavy to walk, many older adults assume they just have to accept it, like gray hair. But here is what surprises older patients when a surgeon explains it in plain language. The problem isn't your heart, and it's not your arteries. When you sit in your favorite recliner chair on a quiet afternoon, perhaps watching the evening news or reading the local paper, you might notice a familiar discomfort settling into your lower limbs. Your legs begin to feel heavy, tight, and completely exhausted, even if you have not walked further than the kitchen line. For many older Americans across the country, this exact moment brings a quiet wave of anxiety. You start to worry that your body is simply giving up on you. You worry that your heart cannot keep up anymore, or that your major arteries are failing. It is a frightening thought that makes you feel vulnerable in your own living room. But as a surgeon, I want to share a piece of truth that brings immediate relief to my older patients. In most cases, this distressing heaviness is not a sign of a dangerous heart condition. The true culprit behind this daily discomfort is far more manageable than you think. It comes down to a small, specialized group of core muscles in your lower legs that have quietly stopped doing their primary job. When you spend long hours sitting still, these vital muscles stop doing their primary job. In medical circles, we often refer to these lower leg muscles as the venous pump of the body. Think of them as a crucial mechanical system designed to push fluids upward against the constant pull of gravity. Every single time these muscles tighten and relax, they act like a beautiful natural lever, squeezing the local vessels and directing blood flow back toward your heart. When you remain inactive for prolonged stretches, this vital pump shuts down, causing fluids to pool around your ankles. This structural pooling is the exact reason why that familiar aching and heavy pressure show up together by the evening. Fortunately, modern medical science has now provided a clear, safe answer to reactivate this system without ever risking your physical safety. A significant clinical study published in the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies in 2018 looked closely at this exact issue in older adults. The specialized researchers discovered that targeted, seated exercises significantly improve lower limb perfusion and directly increase venous blood flow velocity. The most wonderful part of this medical discovery is that these specific movements require absolutely no standing or balance challenges. They allow older individuals to safely stimulate their internal circulation pathways without putting any heavy load or painful strain on their knee joints or hips. This means you do not have to endure intense workouts or painful lifestyle shifts to protect your physical mobility. By understanding this plain physiological reality, you can stop blaming normal aging and start supporting your body right from your comfort chair. You can quietly reclaim your daily comfort, protect your long-term independence, and live your retirement life entirely on your own terms without fear. This simple adjustment is exactly how you maintain your personal health, protect your freedom, and continue enjoying your beautiful home for many happy, active years to come without ever needing to worry about your tired legs holding you back again. To begin this recovery journey together, we must start with our very first movement, which many top clinicians call the seated toe and heel inversion. This fundamental practice focuses entirely on gentle, isolated muscle reactivation. It targets those deep, sleepy tissue structures that play a critical role in your daily leg comfort. In everyday life, this structural activation matters far more than most seniors realize. When you spend long periods sitting at home, perhaps waiting at a local transit stop or simply resting on your porch, your lower limbs remain completely stationary. This prolonged immobility tells your internal circulation systems to slow down, causing heavy fluids to settle in your ankles. By introducing a precise, targeted movement while sitting down, you send a clear mechanical signal to those dormant tissues, commanding them to resume their natural function. The beautiful reality of this movement is its absolute safety. This exercise is performed entirely while sitting flat in a sturdy chair with no need to stand up, no balance challenges, and absolutely zero strain on your knee joint. For older adults who struggle with intense pain or fear of falling, this approachable routine completely eliminates those anxieties. You can practice this comfortably while drinking your morning coffee or watching your favorite television program. To perform this correctly, sit up straight in your chair with both feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift the front part of your feet up while keeping your heels pressed down. Hold that gentle contraction for a brief second, then lower your toes back to the ground. Immediately after, slowly lift your heels as high as you comfortably can while keeping your toes firmly planted. Lower them down with total control. This rhythmic rocking motion creates an internal shifting pattern that gently coaxes stagnant fluids back into active circulation. As you practice, remember that smooth control is your ultimate goal. A very common mistake many people make is rushing through the motion, bouncing their feet quickly up and down. Speed does not support your circulation here. Gentle, controlled repetitions are what your body requires. Another frequent error is holding your breath during the movement, which can leave you feeling slightly lightheaded. Instead, keep your shoulders fully relaxed and breathe normally throughout the entire practice. If you ever feel a slight cramp in your arches, simply take a brief break. This gentle routine is designed to restore your daily confidence and preserve your personal independence. Many individuals notice their lower limbs feel lighter within just a few weeks of consistent practice. If you find this first step helpful, type 1 in the comments right now to let me know. This basic movement follows the exact foundational guidelines outlined by the National Institute on Aging, which emphasizes that targeted seated exercises are highly effective for improving physical endurance and maintaining overall cardiovascular wellness in older individuals. By using these gentle practices daily, you are actively protecting your mobility without forcing your joints to bear heavy weight. This safe activation perfectly prepares your lower body for our next step, where we will begin to introduce joint flexibility and structural strength in a smooth, progressive way. After our foundational lower leg muscles begin waking up from their deep slumber, the next logical step in our recovery journey is to help fluid move freely through the larger joints and tissues that sit directly above them. This brings us to our second essential movement, which we call supported seated leg extensions. To practice this safely at home, your absolute priority must be structural safety and stability. In American households, it is incredibly common to find rolling office chairs with wheels or swivel bases inside a home study or media room. You must absolutely avoid those options today. Instead, look around your living room or dining room for a sturdy wooden chair, or perhaps a heavy kitchen chair that remains completely fixed to the ground. This ensures that you will not experience an accidental slip or trutngan while focused on your lower body alignment. Once you are sitting tall with your spine firmly supported against the backrest, place both feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart. Rest your hands on the sides of the seat frame to anchor your posture. Slowly extend one leg forward, lifting your foot until your entire leg is straight and parallel to the floor. Hold that position for a single second, feeling the deep activation across your front thigh before lowering your foot back down with total control. When you perform this rhythmic movement, you are doing something far more profound than a basic stretch. Think of your leg as a natural mechanical lever. By engaging the large muscles of your upper thigh, you are directly opening the main vascular pathways that run through your knee area. This coordinated muscular action behaves like clearing a blocked pipeline, allowing oxygen-rich blood to surge through the deeper tissues of your limbs without forcing your spine to bear any uncomfortable loads. This precise interaction is exactly what medical researchers looked at in a significant clinical study published in the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies in 2018. The scientific data conclusively demonstrated that these specific seated leg extensions and lifting movements activate the essential muscle groups of the lower extremity so effectively that they directly increase venous blood flow velocity. and improve localized tissue perfusion. The most wonderful realization for my older patients is that you are achieving these major vascular benefits while remaining fully supported in your seat. You do not have to perform exhausting aerobic routines or stand on uneven surfaces to wake up your sluggish circulation. If your legs have felt far too heavy to manage traditional daily walks, this specific extension routine offers an optimal path to rebuild your internal fluid dynamics while protecting your sensitive cartilage from wear and tear. As you perform these controlled repetitions, it is vital to watch out for a few common mistakes that can reduce your structural benefits. A frequent error many seniors make is rushing through the extension, swinging the leg back and forth with rapid momentum. Moving too fast removes the deep muscular engagement required to assist your blood flow. Slow, deliberate contractions are far more effective. Another common mistake is leaning your upper torso backward or slouching your shoulders as you lift your leg, which places unnecessary strain on your lower back. Keep your chest fully relaxed, sit tall, and maintain a steady, natural breathing pattern throughout the practice. If you ever feel a sudden tightness or discomfort behind your knee, simply reduce the height of your lift to find a completely pain-free range of motion. This careful practice is designed to build your physical confidence and restore your independent mobility. If you enjoy this gentle progression, please type 1 in the comments below right now. This safe, targeted routine perfectly prepares your entire lower body for our next level, where we will simulate functional movement patterns to further enhance your daily vitality. Now that we have successfully reestablished basic joint flexibility and awakened your primary lower limb pathways, we arrive at the absolute pinnacle of our seated recovery routine. This advanced movement is what clinicians call seated marching for perfusion, and it acts as a brilliant, simulated walking pattern right from the safety of your chair. For many older Americans across the country, the simple act of taking a stroll outside has become a source of immense frustration. You might find yourself parked outside a local Walmart, looking at the distance to the entrance, and feeling a deep sense of limitation because your heavy limbs simply refuse to cooperate. Or perhaps you have had to turn down invitations for a relaxing evening of mall walking with your family because you are terrified of losing your balance halfway through. This forced immobility is an emotional burden that can make you feel completely disconnected from your normal community life. The profound joy of this specific marching routine is that it delivers the precise mechanical benefits of an active outdoor walk without ever forcing you to stand up or risk your physical safety. To practice this correctly, make sure you are still firmly positioned in your sturdy dining chair with your posture upright and your hands resting flat on your thighs. Slowly lift your right knee toward the ceiling, raising your foot just a few inches off the ground in a smooth, controlled arc. Hold it at the peak for a split second, then lower it back down with absolute calm. Immediately repeat the exact same movement with your left leg, establishing a gentle, rhythmic pace that mimics a steady, natural stride. When you lift your thighs in this deliberate sequence, you are engaging the large, powerful hip flexors and deep abdominal core muscles that manage your body weight. This coordinated muscular effort acts as a massive metabolic engine for your lower limbs, rapidly increasing localized circulation and driving sluggish fluids out of your tissues. This specific sequence follows the comprehensive guidelines established by the National Institute on Aging, which clearly states that targeted seated exercises are a highly effective way to expand physical endurance, build functional strength, and enhance overall cardiovascular circulation in older adults who suffer from restricted mobility. By practicing this rhythmic march daily, you are actively conditioning your heart and vascular networks without putting any harsh impact on your vulnerable joints. It allows you to rebuild your baseline stamina safely, ensuring that your muscles retain the necessary coordination to keep you fully self-sufficient. In everyday American life, this foundational endurance is exactly what allows you to confidently cross a busy parking lot, move around your kitchen to prepare dinner, or manage your daily household chores without feeling utterly exhausted by noon. As you progress through this routine, you must remain mindful of a critical contrast in your training style. A very common mistake is turning this into a frantic, high-intensity workout by pumping your legs rapidly up and down. Rushing through the march with aggressive speed removes the precise muscular compression required to properly assist your blood flow. Slow, gentle repetitions are what truly support your circulation. Another frequent error is allowing your spine to slump forward or holding your breath as your thighs get tired, which limits your oxygen intake. Keep your shoulders completely loose. Breathe naturally and focus on quiet control. If you ever feel a sudden catch in your hips, simply lower the height of your march. If you can feel your lower body beginning to warm up and find this progression empowering, please type 1 in the comments below right now. This exceptional routine marks the completion of our active seated phase, but if you stay with me, I am about to reveal a special closing bonus that utilizes a common bedroom item to provide your tired lower limbs with deep therapeutic relaxation before you go to sleep tonight. As we reach the final stage of our physical conditioning journey, I want to share a highly effective, therapeutic bonus routine that acts as your hidden defense mechanism against lower limb pooling right before you go to sleep. This gentle sequence, which we call the supine leg elevation flow, is designed to be performed directly on your bed at the very end of a long, exhausting day. For many older individuals living across the United States, climbing into a high American mattress can often reveal a painful tightness across your lower extremities. Your calves might throb from sitting on a soft couch, and your ankles might look puffy after hours of resting. Instead of tossing and turning in discomfort, you can utilize a simple, everyday bedroom item to completely change your internal fluid dynamics. Go ahead and grab 2 or 3 ordinary sleeping pillows from your headboard. Stack them neatly at the foot of your mattress to create a smooth, comfortable, and supportive incline. Carefully lie flat on your back and rest both of your calves securely on top of this elevated pillow structure, ensuring your feet are positioned slightly above the level of your heart. Once you are fully settled and relaxed, begin to slowly rotate your feet in wide, deliberate circles, or gently point and flex your toes in a calm, repetitive sequence. When you elevate your lower limbs in this passive, supported position, you are working in perfect harmony with nature. This intentional change in your physical posture immediately reduces the heavy pressure on your deep femoral vessels, allowing stagnant fluids to slide effortlessly out of your lower extremities. This specific therapeutic interaction is built upon the precise medical guidelines shared by prominent national organizations like the National Institute on Aging, which emphasizes utilizing safe, non-weight-bearing positions to systematically restore physical comfort and maintain essential cardiovascular circulation without overworking your delicate skeletal frames. Furthermore, detailed clinical data from the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies has demonstrated that combining intentional tissue positioning with gentle, targeted muscle activation is an incredibly powerful method to optimize deep fluid perfusion and significantly increase venous return velocity in older adults. By practicing this soothing routine for just a few minutes every night, you are quietly flushing away the physical strain of the day while completely avoiding any risk of losing your balance or aggravating your joints. It serves as a gentle, restorative bridge that prepares your entire body for a deep, healing night of sleep, ensuring you can wake up the next morning without that dreadful, cement-like heaviness holding you back. If you can feel this gentle elevation bringing a wave of soothing relief to your tired lower limbs right now, please type 1 in the comments below to share your experience with our community. Over the last few minutes, we have looked at exactly how restoring your lower body circulation does not depend on pushing your body to its absolute limits or enduring painful, exhausting workouts. It begins with a fundamental physiological truth that many older adults completely miss. Real, lasting change happens when you commit to small, thoughtful movements practiced consistently day after day. This gentle, structured approach aligns perfectly with the core health guidelines provided by the National Institute on Aging, which emphasizes that remaining dedicated to gentle physical activities every single day is the safest and most effective way for older adults to regain their physical endurance, rebuild functional strength, and support healthy cardiovascular wellness. By using these targeted seated movements as part of your daily rhythm, you are choosing a path that deeply respects your body while still encouraging it to adapt. Circulation improves not through intensity, but through clarity and repetition. The true long-term benefit of this intentional practice goes far beyond temporary comfort. It is about protecting your personal freedom and preserving your long-term independence. In our beautiful country, being self-sufficient is a central part of living a fulfilling life. When you consistently support your lower limb blood flow, you are actively preserving the physical strength needed to live life entirely on your own terms. This safe conditioning is exactly what allows you to confidently hop into your car to drive to the local grocery store, easily spend a sunny morning tending to your front yard garden, or move around your kitchen without having to constantly rely on your family or external caregivers for assistance. Aging should never mean giving up control over your daily schedule. By incorporating these safe movements into your morning or evening routines, you are taking a powerful, proactive stand to protect your mobility, reduce your fear of instability, and stay happily in your own home for many vibrant years to come. Now, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Which specific part of lower leg discomfort affects your daily life the most right now? Is it that heavy, cement-like pressure, noticeable swelling, or constant evening fatigue? Please leave a comment below sharing your answer along with your current age and the specific U.S. state you are watching this video from. Whether you are tuning in from California, Texas, or anywhere else across the nation. If you found these therapeutic health tips valuable and feel empowered to begin your recovery journey today, please leave a comment with the number 1 right now. If not, feel free to comment with a 0 to let us know how we can make our content more helpful for your wellness journey. Your personal feedback means the world to our team. Before you head away, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please make sure to hit that subscription button and turn on the notification bell right now so you never miss another practical, expert-backed health tip created just for you. Thank you so much for your time. Stay consistent with your practices, and here is to living your retirement years with complete confidence, health, and absolute freedom.